What if I told you a 50-year-old dad is making 20 grand a month working just 8 hours a week on YouTube? Or that someone made $2,400 from a single video that only had 20 views? Well, here's the crazy part. These are not viral sensations. They're regular people using specific strategies that I'm about to show you. And look, I get it. You've probably tried YouTube before, you've posted a few videos, and you got discouraged when they flopped. Maybe you're juggling a job, videos take too long for you to make, and you're looking for that side hustle that actually pays. Or you just don't know where to start with YouTube. For instance, you're having a lot of trouble picking your niche. Well, today that changes because I'm gonna be breaking down how real creators went from 0 to 5 figures a month. And spoiler alert, some never even show their face. And specifically, I'm gonna be focusing on 5 strategies that are absolutely crushing it right now. So if you appreciate me doing this type of video, let me know by gently tapping that like button. And let's jump into it right now. All right, so strategy number 1 is choosing your passion niche. And this is not what you think it is, okay? This isn't about following your passion, right? Because you probably heard that a million times before. But this is really a way of choosing your niche in a much faster and more efficient way. Because I've actually seen people get stuck choosing their niche for over 5 years before. And I do not want that to happen to you. So the number 1 secret to choosing your niche is to do something that seems like work to others, but feels like play to you. Okay, so this is a quote from Naval Ravikant. Really like his work, but it makes so much sense. You want to choose something that's difficult for others to do, but easy for you to do, right? That is the absolute secret to doing your niche. So if you can find something that you're really passionate about that other people think is weird, or they think it's really tedious, they don't like to do it, that is a gold mine. Because chances are there are lots of other people out there that are really passionate about that thing as well. Now, the number 2 secret to choosing your niche is to make sure that you choose something that other people actually care about, right? So if you're into something that absolutely no one else cares about, then you probably don't want to make a YouTube channel out of that. So you have to make sure there's actual demand. And ideally, you want to make sure there's demand where people are actually willing to pay money, right? So they don't necessarily just want to watch, but they're actually willing to pay money as well. And then the number 3 secret to choosing your niche, and this is probably the most important thing, is to understand that you are the niche. Okay, what do I mean by this? You are a living, breathing human being, and you can change your niche as your interests change as well. Don't feel like you're stuck in one type of content. For instance, I've changed my niche probably about 10 times on YouTube. So a really good example of this is Pat Flynn. Now, Pat Flynn was already successful on YouTube and he had a successful online business. But in 2021, he started unboxing Pokemon cards with his kids just for fun. And he called it Deep Pocket Monster. And a few years later, he made it to over 500,000 subscribers and $50,000 a month from Pokemon cards. But wait, it gets better. He's not grinding 60 hours a week. He's literally just playing with his kids, then he records it, and he's banking $50,000 a month. Now, here's why this works. People don't just want information anymore. They want community. They want to belong somewhere. And when you build around a passion, you attract die-hard fans, not just viewers, but fans who buy everything you recommend, fans who watch every video, and fans who tell their friends. So think about your hobbies. What do you geek out about? Gaming, cooking, collecting something? Or maybe you geek out about something like mathematics. You really enjoy math, physics, chemistry, etc., whereas most other people don't like it. Well, that could potentially be your gold mine. For instance, check out this channel, The Organic Chemistry Tutor. He makes millions of dollars on this channel just doing tutorials and how-to videos, teaching people organic chemistry, physics, and random different math-related topics. Then there's my brother Zach. He started a YouTube channel 3 months ago, and he's over 50 years old and he's not tech savvy at all. And he had 0 YouTube experience. But with my system, he got to 11,000 subscribers in 3 months. His first video generated over 500,000 views, and 29 days after he started, he generated $214 in a single day. So if you take that out over a year, that's over $70,000 a year run rate. And he did this all just by teaching other people about trade careers because he's been in the trades for over 29 years. So it's super easy for him. He knows a lot about it. He's obviously passionate about it because that's what he went into. And he just teaches other people how they can get into the trades as well. Now, if you want to know exactly how we helped my brother grow so fast, how we got him from literally 0 to 29 days later making $214 in a day, then I'm going to be breaking down the entire system completely free this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, quick break, guys. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to show you how I got this little YouTube 1 million subscriber plaque right here. I'm doing a one-time only workshop where I talk about how you can finally profit from youtube.com with the help of AI. And you can check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And at this workshop only, I'm going to be giving away my voice command script Scriptwriter AI. With this tool, you can make a script without having to type anything. All you have to do is tell AI what you want to write, and you can even have a conversation with it, like as if it's your friend, and it can take as little as 30 seconds to write you a script. It's that simple to use, right? No typing, no dragging stuff, just talking with AI. And this is a GPT-powered piece of software that I've been working on, and it's been trained on thousands of hours of my teaching, my scripts, coaching sessions, and more. And I'm giving it away completely free this one time only at the workshop, and it's a completely free workshop. So make sure you show up, click the link in the description or the pinned comment below, and when you're done registering, make sure you click on add this to your calendar so it'll show up on your Google, Apple, or Outlook calendar so you can make sure you won't miss the chance to grab the voice command Scriptwriter AI. And you'll also be able to ask me questions live. So I look forward to meeting you. It'll be a Zoom call where we can just talk to each other, and I'll see you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the link in the description in the pinned comment below. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, strategy number 2 is authority. And this is basically just teaching what you already know. So just as an example, Gabby Wallace was teaching English in Japan, and she started posting lessons on YouTube. And at first, this was just as extra help for her students. Then something wild happened. Random people started watching, and they started asking for private lessons, requesting new topics. And 9 years later, 2.28 million subscribers, students from over 130 countries, and making around $40,000 a month from YouTube ads and sponsorships alone. Or take Kevin Stratford. He worked at Microsoft for 13 years. He knew Microsoft Office inside and out. And when everyone went remote in 2020, he started teaching Excel tips, PowerPoint tricks, and basic stuff that he thought everyone knew. But turns out they didn't. And 3.84 million subscribers later, he's now making between $20,000 and $56,000 a month. And that's just from AdSense alone. And realistically, he's probably making a lot more than that. Now, here's the secret. You don't need to be the world's top expert. You just need to be one step ahead of the people that you're helping. Think about your job. What do people ask you about? What software do you use daily? What processes do you know by heart? You can teach that on YouTube. But if you still think for whatever reason that you need some kind of credential to teach people on YouTube, let me tell you about Alok Pandey. He started a channel called Physics Walla, and he was a guy from a small town in India, and he basically started teaching physics from a room in his basement. And he had a basic whiteboard, no fancy studio, and honestly, his first videos kind of looked pretty bad. But he was a tutor who was passionate about teaching physics. And he saw students struggling with education. And so he started teaching for free on YouTube, simple physics concepts, and basically the same stuff that he learned in college. And his YouTube channel absolutely exploded. He got millions of students, then he built an ed tech company around it. Free courses, paid courses, all from that YouTube foundation. And today, Physics Walla is worth $3.7 billion with a B. Absolutely insane. A guy from a small village in India started recording videos in his basement with a whiteboard, and now he has a $3.7 billion company, okay? So if you think you need some kind of credential to teach on YouTube, I hope that's an example that you absolutely don't. Now, by the way, strategy number 3 is if for whatever reason you're afraid to show your face on YouTube, which I know that's something that a lot of us have in common, just start Faceless, okay? My first YouTube channel, in fact, I think like my first 4 YouTube channels were all faceless channels. Even this channel, the first videos we posted, some of them were faceless. And then eventually I switched over to a personal brand channel. And it is easier than ever to start off with a faceless channel. In fact, some channels are completely AI generated. Take Sleepless Historian as an example. This channel started just 5 months ago. They never show their face. They have an AI voice that basically just reads bedtime stories that are history related. And they have stock footage that looks like it's AI generated as well. And they're making over $12,000 a month from AdSense alone. And it's not just AI channels. Some of my clients started off with an AI avatar. For instance, Wiz of Ecom started a channel completely faceless. He had an avatar, and he was basically just explaining marketing lessons to people. And he actually started a 7-figure business from a completely faceless brand before he ever did a face reveal. So if for whatever reason you're afraid to show your face, you think you need a camera or whatever, I've heard every excuse in the book for why people can't record videos. You can absolutely just make videos without showing your face. And then later on, you can choose to do a face reveal or not. That's what I did. That's what Wiz of Ecom did as well. So later on, you can choose to do a face reveal. But the most important thing is that you just start posting video.
What's happening, guys? In the editing process of this video, and I have an opportunity for a select group of people. So these are people who are serious about growing their personal brand on YouTube. So basically, we figured out recently how to grow a personal brand and combine all the upsides of a personal brand with the upsides of automation, right? Using AI, using things like this to basically grow your personal brand 10 times faster, which in the past used to take decades to do. And now you can do it significantly faster. And you can do this to get a better job. You know, we work with beginners that just want to get a better job with their personal brand. You can do this to make money as a side hustle. We work with a lot of people like that. We can do this to make more money if you already have a side hustle or a small business. Or if you're already crushing it on YouTube, we can help you crush it 10 times more. We've worked with people like that as well. I mean, I literally can show clients at each level. People that we've gotten from 0 to over 10K, 0 to like over 30K, from like 1K per month all the way up to 185K per month, from around 30K per month all the way up to over 500K per month. So literally at every single level, and it works for everyone in every situation. With that being said, we are only working with 3 to 5 people, and they have to be people who are very serious, right? People who are dedicated to making this work. So if you think you're that type of person, go ahead and apply it down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you could be part of our group of 3 to 5 that we help. So see you there. Have a good one.
All right, strategy number 4 is diversified revenue. So you need to stop relying just on AdSense or sponsorships to make money. Stack your income streams. Adina Jackson proved this. Less than 10,000 subscribers, and her videos are super simple, phone recordings, minimal editing, and her ad revenue is less than $1,000 a month. But her total income is over $10,000 monthly. How? She sells templates, mini courses, digital products, and they're all promoted through her tiny channel. Or look at Judd Albring, 50-year-old stay-at-home dad from Chicago, and he started talking about side hustles and remote jobs, and one video exploded during the pandemic and he got over 5 million views. And now he's got over 300,000 subscribers, makes 20 to 30 grand a month, and he even said in one of his videos he only works around 8 to 10 hours a week. And he combines YouTube ads with affiliate commissions, and every tool he mentions, every website he recommends, he gets paid. And this is crucial. Most creators leave a ton of money on the table and they focus only on views or only on AdSense. But the real money, it's in the ecosystem. Affiliate links, your own products, email lists, sponsorships, stack them all. And to be completely honest with you, YouTubers in general are terrible at monetization. I have helped people over and over again, and I've been able to 10x the amount of money they make with the same exact amount of views. And the reason they're not making money is because they're simply just not monetizing correctly. Just as an example, Sean was stuck making around $30,000 a month, and within 9 months of working with me, he scaled all the way up to over $500,000 a month. Now, that is an extreme example. Sean is obviously one of my more successful clients, but I've had a ton of examples of clients who are making maybe $1,000 a month or $2,000 or $3,000 a month, and we were able to 5 to 10x the amount of money they're making from the same exact amount of views. So sometimes it's not about getting more views, it's just about monetizing those views more effectively. And this is actually something we're gonna get into in my live workshop. So sign up for that down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you don't wanna miss out on it. All right, so I saved the juiciest strategy for last, and this is a secret that a lot of people won't talk about on YouTube, but that is controversial content. So I'm gonna give you an example of someone who did this to perfection, and that is Jake Tran. Jake Tran dropped out of college and he started making documentaries, but not normal ones, war profiteering, dark conspiracies, controversial topics. And at first he didn't even show his face. It was just cinematic storytelling, edgy narration, and topics that make people uncomfortable. But for some reason, they just can't stop watching. And within a few years, he reported on his channel that he was making $68,000 a month or $820,000 a year. And this is just from ads, sponsorships, and affiliate commissions. Now, here's why this works. People are bored of safe content and they want the truth, the stories that mainstream media won't tell you. And you don't need to go full conspiracy, but find the edges, the uncomfortable truths in your niche, or the topics that people whisper about. In many cases, that's where the views are. Another great example of this is Meet Kevin when he first started his channel. When he first started, he made a lot of videos kind of going after big figures like Grant Cardone, Dave Ramsey, and many other big names in the industry. And this is how he initially got traction on YouTube. In fact, he made one video where he was disagreeing with Graham Stephan, and that ended up being how they formed a friendship. Now, you need to be a bit careful with this type of content. Make sure you follow YouTube's terms of service, and also make sure that everything you say is factually true. For instance, you don't want to call someone a scammer unless you have hard evidence that they are one. However, instead of doing that, you could say, I disagree with this person's opinion on XYZ, right? So attack their ideas, don't attack their character. But yeah, this can be an absolute cheat code for growing on YouTube. And this is something that I also used when I was small on YouTube. For instance, my first video that took off was the most useless degrees. And this was a pretty controversial video. And to be honest with you, I also made a lot of other videos that were relatively controversial. Most of them I made private at this point, but they really helped my channel grow when I was small. And And this is something that can help your channel grow as well. And many other people have done this. And then a lot of the time, once their channel gets to around 30,000 subscribers, they make less controversial content. So yeah, proceed with caution. Obviously use common sense here. Make sure you don't say anything that breaks YouTube's terms of service. Make sure you don't say anything that's going to get you sued. But making controversial content, talking about the topics that other people are too afraid to talk about, but everybody's thinking about in their head, can be a great way to grow on YouTube. And look, I just showed you 5 amazing strategies. I showed you examples of real people, real numbers, and some started with nothing. Some were stay-at-home parents. Some never even showed their face, but they all have one thing in common, and that is they took action. They picked a strategy and they committed. Now, here's the thing. I could end this video here, let you figure it out alone, but I know what will happen. You'll get overwhelmed, you'll procrastinate, you'll make the same mistakes everyone makes, and that's why I'm doing something special. This Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm running a live workshop where I break down the exact system that my brother used, that Wiz used, that this guy Alan used to make $2,400 with a video that got 20 views, and I'm not holding anything back. Everyone who attends can ask me any questions they want on my system, and I will answer every single question. Plus, you're gonna get a special AI tool that I'm only gonna be giving away this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? This will be the only time I do this workshop, and it'll be the only time that I give away this AI tool. So make sure you check it out down in the description and the pinned comment below. Also, make sure you put it on your calendar so you don't miss out on it. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you there, and I look forward to answering your questions and meeting you. And by the way, this live workshop is 100% free. And I also realize that 99.9% of people that watch my content, I'm never gonna work with as a coach. However, for the 0.01 or 0.1% of you who do want to work with me as a coach, who want to work with one-on-one with me or my team, we do have a clarity call that you can schedule down in the description and the pinned comment below. On this call, we'll figure out where you are right now, where you want to be, we'll make a plan to get there, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. So like I said, I give away a ton of free value on this channel. Whenever I do a live workshop, it's completely free as well. And there's like 1 in 1,000 people out there that watch my channel that will be a good fit to work with me. So if you think you're one of those people, go ahead and apply down in the description and the pinned comment below. And also check out this video right here where I go over a bunch of weird channels that make $10,000 a month or more.